So let's get into the 6 steps because this is the crux of it all. Now, the secret to the success of this proprietary system that I've developed is in the sequence. Really, really important that you follow these steps in this sequence. Now, we don't get to the actual contacting or connecting with the partner to get a meeting until step 5. So the secret of success in this strategy is in the preparation. So the first thing that you want to do, and the main things you want to consider in this step in terms of getting yourself partner ready, is you want to be really clear on what your objectives are, what it is you want to achieve, and who your target market is. So we go through some exercises to help you get clarity. We also help you work out, ways in which you could actually work with a strategic partner to get clearer on your target market and to test different target markets if you're not sure. But it's also, there's a lot of power in niching. So we also look at sometimes using strategic partners to niche and to test a niche in the business. So getting partner ready is really about, being clear on certain aspects of your business and being really clear on, what your business and life plan is so that you know what sort of partnerships you should be targeting when you get to that step to make sure you're setting up the right ones. If you go for an alliance that's too big too soon, you could actually put yourself out of business and you could burn bridges with a partner you may not get another chance with. So I know when Sanjay was shown a lot of interest from some very big loyalty credit card programs and retail programs. And look, 6 months is not a lot to these guys. He said, I just need another 6 months before I'm ready for this sort of partnership. It's really important that you're aware of when to say no or when to say, hey, I would love to do it. Let me get back to you. That's all about really knowing yourself and your business. And that's something that we spend a whole module on to make sure that you do that in the right way. The second step is about your assets. So, about 99% of businesses that we work with have underleveraged and underutilized assets. We're also a little bit too modest, and most business owners don't appreciate how many assets they have in their business and how you can be leveraging those assets to attract and add benefits back to your partners. So this is a really important step. And you've got business assets and you've got personal assets. And this is something we spend, again, a lot of time on, and we go through a process for not only drawing out those assets, but also looking at how you can amplify and repurpose those assets. And that was something that we did with Daryl Lee. And just by a very brief example, Daryl Lee's an iconic confectionery brand in Australia, and they had a chocolate factory in Sydney. So when they were interested in, when they brought me on board to do some work with them, they didn't have the marketing budgets of a Cadbury or a Lindt, but I said to them, well, you've got a chocolate factory in Sydney. So what we did with that was we turned it into a VIP chocolate factory experience, and we invited all the key partners that we wanted to work with. And basically, I'll give you a quick nutshell on this one. We increased their sales by 140% through those partnerships. We doubled their annual gift card sales in 6 months, and we sourced hundreds of thousands of dollars in promotional exposure through that one initiative. And what did it cost us? A bit of confectionery and a little bit of time. If you Google Daryl Lee and their Guinness World Record attempt, that was another way that they built an asset that cost them hardly anything. And that was the publicity and the accolades from breaking a world record. So definitely look at that one. The third step is finding the right partners. So it's all about the right partners. Where people waste a lot of time with this strategy is they're barking up the wrong tree. They get rejected. It affects their confidence. And even if they get the partnership, if it's the wrong one, it's not going to get the outcomes. So one of the things that I love is with this process is being really pragmatic about understanding who are the right partners for you, and then most importantly, going for your low-hanging fruit. So just a very, very quick win for you on this one is think about who is shopping, or who you get asked for referrals for, and who your customers are going to before, during, and after they come to you. So that's the most important thing you want to think about for this one. And that starts to give you some insights into people that you could be approaching. And also then think about who's already in your network. Now, there's loads of ways that we do this. We spend quite a lot of time on the customer journey, but this will just give you a quick way of starting to think about that. The next one is the offering. So when, one of the biggest questions I get asked is I just don't know what to offer my partner. So the key thing here, and I'll give you a quick answer to this, is ask them what they want. They usually know what their customers want, and the best way to know what to offer is to ask them what their customers want. Now, there are loads and loads of different types of marketing partnerships, which I won't go into, but that's a quick one on how you can work out offering. But the other one is to understand the different types of partnerings and which one's most suitable to your business. The fifth step here is sealing the deal, and that's really about making the approach and approaching the partner in the right way. Back in step 3, when we go through in further depth in our program, we have strategic ways of starting to connect and build relationships. So by the time you get to this step and you're ready to make the approach, you're known to the partner and you've got some sort of warm connection with them. We then offer a lot of templates on ways of making the approach that we know has a very, very high strike rate. When Sanjay worked with us, we had one particular template we had 100% success rate, which he didn't believe us about. He thought we were exaggerating, and he's found since using that template that he has had 100% success rate as well. He went to a couple of partners where he'd sent them an email and didn't get around to following them up until about 4 to 6 weeks later. And the guy not only remembered his email, but gave him a hugely warm reception because of the way he approached it. So I just want to give you a little quick tidbit here. And this is, one thing about LinkedIn, and we go way more into LinkedIn strategy, but just don't ever send a generic LinkedIn request. And you really want to optimize your profile. So we go into how to do that. But if you look at this one, and you'll probably see some things yourself that would make you think, I don't want to connect with this person. But would you connect with this person, or would you connect with this person? So I don't know Jason from a bar of soap, but he sent this to me, and I just thought, what a bloody great approach. He's gone to the trouble to read my profile, make that clear in his approach, allude to the fact he's got a big network, great profile pic. It was just all right. So, we go into quite a lot of depth in how you can do this in your business as well. The sixth step, and this is very important, and where a lot of partners, go to all this trouble to build these great alliances and then let them slip through their fingers. If you find yourself a cracker partner, you can guarantee that your competitors may be looking at it going, okay, that's a really good idea. It's clearly working for them. If they're bigger than you, and I've seen this happen, the little direct wine company that was in the banking program got ousted by a much bigger wine company that was owned by one of the big supermarkets because they had a lot more money to throw at it. Now, there are ways, they may have lost it anyway, but there were a couple of key things they needed to know and do. And because they didn't do those things, they didn't minimize the probability of losing it, and they also nearly lost their whole company when they lost that partnership because it was such a key partnership for them. So we look at ways that you can mitigate that and protect these partnerships long into the future. So just another quick case study here. Now, this is Andrew Roberts. He was a business coach, and early, a couple of years after becoming a business coach, he was in a bit of trouble, and then somebody put him onto strategic alliances. He got himself, he's really good at this, Andrew. I think he's just a real natural, and he's built an amazing business off alliances, and he's a huge advocate. We've got some interviews with him that we share with our community. He did an alliance with a small bank called St. George, and got more leads in 1 week than he'd had in 5 years from one letter that they sent to their database. So I think that would be a wonderful thing for a lot of companies, and it just transformed the way that he did business. Now, more recently, and I wanted to share this one with you, he developed a new business called Podiatry Hive. Now, basically, it was taking everything he knows as a business coach, but specifically coaching podiatrists in how to grow their business. So when he started forming his alliances, he could be much more specific with the partners that he chose. And he formed an alliance with, and I won't go into it too much because I'm running out of time, but he formed an alliance with the Queensland Podiatry Association, and there were some strategic reasons that he did that. Now, they only had a database of 450 podiatrists. 135 of them signed up for the webinar. He turned this around in under 3 weeks. I won't go into how he did it, but he got a webinar in front of the podiatrists. The association was very keen to run it. 135 showed up. 135 registered. 75 showed up. 35 bought. That was $8,000 a month in incremental revenue through one webinar, one small alliance that he turned around in under 3 weeks. Think about the multiplication effects of then running multiple campaigns, building on that relationship. Now he has a national alliance with the National Association. He's going international, and he's just created a new brand called Chiropractic Hive. So you can see the multiplication effect of how he's done that and how effective niching is.